On issues such as cameras in public places and efforts by police to gather data on those who have not yet committed crime, how would you promote liberty and/or public safety? Is there a conflict between liberty and public safety sometimes?
Yes, that would be Mark Sampson.
There certainly is sometimes a conflict between liberty and public safety. I don't think there's any question about that. I think since 9/11 and the war on terrorism has made us kind of hyper aware that I forget who had the old saying that if you value security over liberty, you'll ultimately have neither. So I think it's Benjamin Franklin, but I'm not entirely sure. So certainly there's an imbalance there. The idea of having cameras in public places, even cameras along North Main Street, catching folks going through the red lights and issuing speeding. I want the streets to be safe, but I don't know that that's a power that I'm willing to fully give up to the public sector, and I'm certainly not willing to give it up to the private sector either, which is, I think, where we also face grave threats to our liberties on the internet, at work, and in other places. So I think it's something we have to be extremely vigilant about. Politicians are very good at dividing people through fear. We've seen this recently, of course, at the national level, about race, about religion, about crime in the neighborhood and keeping people apart and so forth. And I think we have to remain vigilant and realistic about what the risks truly are, whether it's here on our streets or in the Middle East or anywhere else.
I agree. There is an imbalance. And I think that, sorry. There is definitely an imbalance. And I don't want to be in a community where I feel, or anyone I'm sure here, don't want to be in a community where you feel like you're being constantly watched by someone and someone is constantly monitoring everything that you do. Every time you go on the internet and you go on Facebook and you see that you're on a website and then all of a sudden the ad for the website shows up on your Facebook page. And it is a bit disturbing, but yes, we do have to balance between our liberties and also our safety. And I do agree that with the state of our government right now, there is a lot of fear. And it's also fear around immigration and who's entering our country or who lives in our country. And so I think we do have to figure out what that balance is. I don't necessarily have an answer right now for that. But what I do know is that I don't want to feel like I'm being watched, but I also want to live in a safe community.
I think we're all living in a new reality where safety is a concern. We have cameras that are going to be distributed in the community to police offices, and we're also putting additional cameras on traffic signals and other public locations. To say that we don't want them or don't need them would be incorrect. It's a reality. We are going to have cameras, the police are going to have cameras, and we are going to be monitored. We already are monitored. That is why it's very important that when we're putting the CSA together, we determine what is private and what is not, what is public and what is not, when the cameras are going to be turned on and when they're not. That is what we need to focus on.
I am somebody that's very limited government, and I don't like the idea of a government being able to see everything we do. I hate the idea of the red light cameras. I only believe the cameras should only be in certain areas, which are high security areas, government buildings, etc., etc. But one of the things that everybody's talked about with the police cameras and stuff, that's great, and at the same time, I've also been able to see the downside. So I'm kind of 50-50 on it, because I love the idea of protecting our community. I love the idea of protecting our police officers, because both sides can go either way. But one of the issues that was addressed to me is that when a cop goes up to somebody, they're not able to give a break if they're caught on camera. Because if they're a small bag of marijuana or something, they can just say whatever and just give them a lecture and not have to write a ticket, don't have to arrest. That's been brought up to me a couple times, that if they're on camera, they actually have to take action. But I believe in the cameras, but at the same time, now I've seen the hurt side of it. But I believe in limited government, and I don't want the cameras in our neighborhoods because I don't want everybody to be watching what I'm doing, what we're doing. Right now, us four have the cameras all on us because we put ourselves out in public life. But you have not put yourself in public life, and you don't deserve to have a camera on you. And I wouldn't support putting cameras in neighborhoods unless it was really extremely needed for high violence shootings and just something that at least help the police do their jobs. But I wouldn't want to keep it there. And one of the things I let them do is everybody's annoyed by those red light cameras. And I'm going to be forced to stop, so I'm going to be able to finish. Thank you.